Hi.
Ah! What the?
Congratulations. Now get yourself out.
Yeah, get all your armor and get out.
Yes. No, no, no. Yes. Hello, quacks.
Hi. How's it
Something about the
going?
way that Can does the thing, he always ends up getting the big screen all the time, and
I don't know how. Here, have the big screen.
it's very aggravating. I don't want big screen. I want equal screen. What gets me is that's not number one in. I mean that this one where it's doing this thing. That's not number one. That's number 4 or number 5. And I don't know why it always defaults to that. That is so aggravating.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
I got nothing.
It likes Kane better.
Yeah, probably.
It's my charming looks.
Okay, so hey, check this out.
I love you. Well, actually, I'm going to sit here until Kai brushes.
Watch this, Can.
Oh, they do exist.
They're real. I didn't want to take it out of the baggie. So you've got 3 issues up here. It's the 3 extra issues from his batches of like 6 or 10 or whatever he batches them in. But what's so funny is he did give me one loose copy of this one, which I find particularly funny. You know. But this looks not bad. Despite the fact
that's really good.
it is. Despite the fact that it was a different aspect ratio, he seems to have made it just fine. Okay, Kai. Bedtime, please.
It's a pepper.
A wild
Pepper
here.
must come. Hi, Pepper. How are you?
Hello, everyone. I have a box. Inside this box is 36 cards.
Randomly shuffled.
Randomly shuffled indeed.
Let's see if you can make your card. Is this your card? Is this your card? Is this your card?
It comes with a booklet that looks suspiciously like the cover of the box. No, but in all seriousness, no, seriously.
Yeah, we were just looking at my monitor. You can see we've got Armageddon Divinity #1 and Bellatrix Rising third issue sitting right there. They're back from the printer, despite the fact that my car is not back. They made it back. The car didn't.
Yeah.
You want this one?
How did the print turn out on my comic?
I don't know. I have not opened them. Would you like me to open this one?
Yeah, go ahead and open one of the ones that aren't in the bag.
Well, they are all in the bag. It's just that this one only had 3 in the bag.
Do we have any listeners? Or do we have any people
I
like
just
in
We
the
have
duck
2
pond?
people watching.
Huh?
there we go.
We have 2 people watching.
And,
Oh,
and
okay.
print. So there we go.
Oh, wow. That turned out nice.
It really did.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Naked pictures.
Yep.
Oh, I love that shirt. That's my favorite shirt.
Even the
Shinji,
old
get in.
pages. Yeah.
Forever, this will be the Shinji, get in the car panel for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the old old PNGs that I just had to go with. And they don't look fuzzy at all.
No, they don't look fuzzy. They look sharp as hell.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know how close you're seeing it there. I don't know if it's blurry or not.
No, that's not blurry. That is
They're sharp as all get out.
that is crisp.
They're perfect.
Oh,
And the Put Me In Coach. I love that one.
Oh, what am I doing?
And of course, mine came out fine too. Even this one.
oh
This is
wow.
a big,
Look
nice,
at that.
dark panel that probably just burned through a ton of their ink. I'm sure that Bob loves me for this page alone.
Yeah.
We used 60 tons of ink for that page. That stupid
Alone.
page.
I really like on how this turned out.
Well, we're going to give you middle. Hang on. I like that piece.
That's nice.
So there was,
Yeah.
hey, cat.
Hey, look, it's messages with Bill.
Messages from
Hi, Bill.
Bill.
I just came in to get kisses.
No.
Yep. Right? That's what Mariah was doing a minute ago, too.
Oh,
Good
wow.
night, Bill.
I love that.
Night.
Hey,
That
Bill.
print is awesome.
The last of your pizza was consumed today as a consolation to my really crappy day. I just wanted you to know that. It was nice to come home and have Bill pizza. I
Awesome.
mean, because it had been a really lousy, stupid day, and I'm annoyed.
Yep. I saw your posts.
Yep. I got home at 3 after
Oh.
all of that. If I had had a spare in my car, I would have been home at like 11
Right.
instead. So, anyway, it was nice to have Consolation Bill pizza, the last of the Consolation Bill pizza.
Awesome.
So, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Bill.
So it's the last of messages with Bill for today.
Yep. I am also outside of spoiler shadow for Picard. I've seen the episode tonight, so that's more for Brent.
Okay.
Because I saw Brent's post about it
Evening,
not
Cat.
being worth. The funny part is it ended up being my sister who was leaking spoilers of all people. Because I got her hooked on it. And now she's watching it religiously every Thursday night. And so after each episode, she's asking me questions. Well, she sees the episode first thing in the morning. And I'm seeing it Thursday night because I wait for Mariah so that we can watch it together. And it was like, so my sister's sending me all these questions, and I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. Please stop asking these questions. You're spoiling things. Yeah, it's very sad.
Well, and those comics look real good. That's some high quality stuff.
You can take me off the big screen. I'm done showing things.
Yeah, we also are going to get Cat.
Hi, Cat.
Hey,
Hey, Cat.
hey, look at me, I'm drawing for once.
Hey, how about we put Cat's screen up on this screen?
I was gonna say we'll have to end up
There.
doing this one for once.
Yeah,
With a big screen on Cat.
yeah, I'm doing
Well,
some lettering
Hands
updating
working,
tonight. I'm gonna submit it to Manga Plus tomorrow for the lulz, just because I'm insanely curious, and I've learned that you can delete and repost and like you can basically because with the Manga Plus contest you get to enter 3 times and that's it. What people are doing is they're deleting their previous entries and re-entering with a new series.
What's the benefit of that?
You get to enter the contest again
Oh,
because
so if
they
know that you trashed your entry or whatever, you can just
Mhm.
delete it and then re-enter it, and then with a different entry.
Yeah, basically. And what people are doing is they keep the series. That way they keep the followers, but they delete the episodes.
Ah,
Which is a
so
gamble.
I gather all the followers for Tamerlane, then delete Tamerlane and put Bellatrix Rising in. Gotcha.
Right. But it's a gamble because if they go to read it and they've maybe already read it before, you're just trying again. Like they may not read it all the way through, which would mean you get less page views. So like I've seen people doing that because there was someone that is in the running for April and they posted a one shot and they posted it like months ago and then it's shown up again and I'm like, I thought you already entered this. And I've seen that
So
quite a
they're
few times.
cheesing the system.
Well, they found a loophole. That's how I like to say it, is they found a loophole. So,
Found a loophole.
which
I
isn't
don't know.
wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not totally wrong, but
It's sus, as the kids would say.
yeah, it sucks. I don't know if I like that.
I don't like the word sus either. It's weird.
Oh well, no, I mean, as in I don't like the way that they're loopholing.
Yeah.
not the word suck. Although the word suck is just kind of neutral in my world, I guess.
Mhm. But yeah, so I'm gonna enter this one, like just the first one, just to see what happens out of pure curiosity. And so I'm doing like my final checks today. I already streamed on YouTube today. But I worked on chapter 2 stuff. And so now I'm gonna do some lettering.
I totally misheard you in an awesome way.
Oh gosh, that's a comma. That shouldn't be a comma. I'm like, oh my gosh, stupid mistakes.
Treatment for Alzheimer's that's looking promising.
Oh, good. I'll forget that in the morning. Good
Are
night,
you
love.
still doing load in tomorrow, guy?
So now that I don't have a car, I think that I probably won't. Because what's probably going to happen is my buddy James will loan me his car for the weekend. And that being the case, I think what I will do then is not put any more extra miles on his car than I have to.
Okay.
So I think that's probably the better choice. So I think what I will do is do load in Saturday morning, much to my chagrin.
Okay,
And I will
so
message Todd to tell him that we will be there,
No.
so he doesn't worry.
My problem is I have a meeting at 4 tomorrow that I couldn't get out of.
Well, load-in's at 2 and only like 30 minutes away from
I understand load-ins at 2, but the thing is like I'm already stressing out about having to be there at 2 and then possibly messing up my time, not being able to make the meeting.
I'm not picking you up, Pepper.
No. I'm just
Okay.
like I was gonna go if you were there. If
Oh,
you're not,
yeah, no, I think it's probably
then
not
I'm
fair
gonna,
to ask for James's car on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But
yeah.
it does
so-
mean, that I'm probably going to be at your place at like 8:45.
Okay, that shouldn't be an issue.
I mean, because Saturday morning load-in starts at 8:30 a.m.
Right. So
So-
we don't have that much of a table to set up. It's not like we're setting up grid wall or anything like that. So we should be able to just load in our stuff and be fine. So that'll be okay.
Yeah.
So my thought is I can set my table up in 30 minutes. So really I need to be there by 9:30 at the absolute drop dead latest. If I pick up Can at 8:45, I'll be there by 9:15 at the latest. Because it's not that far.
And it isn't that you're setting up an entire 6-foot table by yourself. You're
Right.
setting up 3 foot, and I'm setting up 3 foot. So that'll
Right,
cut
exactly.
the time in half.
Right.
believe
And
that's
I mean,
what the
frankly,
whole-
this whole endeavor blew my entire timetables. I don't have a car for tomorrow. I don't have any way of finishing up anything for tomorrow. I'm gonna steal my wife's car tomorrow morning at like 9 to go do the cells so that I can get back here and paint them. So I'll probably be starting my show late.
Oh, that's an entire story for me.
Oh yeah. Because I mean that was on my to-do list. But I went and got our prints first and then got the nail in my tire on Santa Fe and frickin' Evans.
So what happened with me was, you had told me about how it's Office Depot and Kinko's can do that.
Yeah.
So I went to Kinko's and I said, hey, I'm also looking to do this. Sorry, we can't do that here. You'll have to go to Office Depot. Okay, not a problem. Office Depot's in the same parking lot. So I go over to Office Depot and they're like, sorry, we don't do that anymore here. We don't have the equipment to handle that. You'll have to go to Kinko's. They sent me here.
Yeah.
Oh. So I can't tell if they just don't want to do it anymore, so they're sending it to each other, or what's going on?
Well, I will load it up onto my USB drive, and I'll print them with mine.
Okay.
But I'm still going to end up bringing them to you unworked. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
At least you'll have them.
Yeah, and I'll have time to develop a practice with them.
Also,
before the next con.
I could bring paint if you wanted to try it while
sitting at the table.
Yeah.
I have some white acrylic paint as well. I could also try. Bring your white, I'll bring my white, and we'll see who's the whitest.
Right.
I'm not sure that
sounds
came out
wrong
right.
on a couple of levels.
We'll see who's white and who's Huang. And what? I mean...
That's my evening.
I didn't have a weird evening. Good morning.
Right.
What happened this morning?
Well, last night I wasn't feeling super hot. And so I thought, oh, it's probably like another sinus infection. Like, no big deal. It happens. Like, let me go into the doctor. I wasn't originally going to go in, but like my whole jaw is really tense and stiff. So, like, so is my neck. And like the back of my throat is kind of sore. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe it's something else. Because I went to see the Mario movie on Sunday. And so I'm wondering if, like, maybe I got something wouldn't have been surprised. And so like I go in there, and she like shoves like a gazillion like testing swabs into my face. And then she comes back and she's like, "You didn't test positive for anything. We tested you for like the flu and COVID and strep, and like you didn't test positive for anything." And I'm like, "Oh." She's like, "Let
So
me."
apparently you're just hallucinating it. Yeah.
No, actually, the best part was later, and she's like, "Have you noticed any feeling in your ears or maybe anywhere else?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like my jaw near my neck is pretty sore, and I do feel a little phlegmy." She's like, "Well, let me go ahead and look in your ear." And so she looks at my left ear, and it's fine. She looks at my right ear. Oh my god, she said, "Oh my god." She's like, "Oh my god, this ear is so infected."
Oh no.
It's on the inside of the ear, so it's like on, so like she's like, your drum is so red and so swollen. um she's like, "You're gonna need the big boy antibiotics." um so yeah, I'm on like an upper strength antibiotic, just to be safe. And she's like, "And make sure you sleep sitting up tonight." And I'm like, "God damn it." Hate
Sleep sitting up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's worried that if I lay on my side, the pressure will be too much for the eardrum. If I lay on the side of my ear so that my eardrum is facing down, it could build up the pressure with the fluids. If I lay on the other side, she's worried it'll drain into my other ear because all those canals are connected, kind of, sort of, through the throat.
Yeah.
So she's like,
Eustachian tubes.
yeah, so yeah, that word. And because I'm so prone to sinus and ear infection and throat infections, like mine are very narrow. And so I get infections really easy. And when I have one thing, I usually get another one. That's just how I am, unfortunately. And so she's like, "If you can, try to sleep sitting up." And I'm like, "That's not happening." I will risk getting sick versus.
Yeah, I was about to say I can't sleep. I don't know how. I would just stay up all night.
I can do it. Like, I've done it before, but that's like my worst sleep, and I'm already sleep deprived after preparing for like the launch that we had yet, or the demo we had for the app last night.
Mm-hmm.
Like preparing for that and like all this other stuff was just absolutely wild this week. So I didn't sleep.
I'm all excited about the app, by the way. Seeing as how like that means that I could view my phone.
Yeah, well, your phone, your tablet, like all of that good stuff.
I didn't mean to put you in sales mode. I'm just saying.
No, you're good. No, that's just what it is. No, it's true. Like, that's what it is. It's tablets and phones. I use it on my Samsung and I really like it. All right, finally, wow, that save took a really long time. But yeah, like I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty nifty. What was I gonna
Yeah.
say?
No, that is some awesome sauce right there.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we should give you the center for just a second or two, like Pepper had said earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of your work is pretty solid.
Oh, that's a beautiful page.
Right?
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, that's the whole page. My part of the page, let me actually scoot over David from stealing a piece really quick. Ah! Freaking lettering. Oh my gosh, brain, please.
Oh man, the fact they fixed the lettering.
Yeah, unfortunately on my PC I still have the
old one.
Yeah, the old one. They're changing their processing system. They sent out an email to everybody. They're changing their processing system, and so until they get that fixed, I can't add a second license to my existing one. So I have to wait until they fix that, and then I can add a second one.
So that's what's been going on.
Yeah,
like I tried to load it onto my Surface, and it did this. you have to pay for a different license because your license doesn't allow you to have extra computers. And I was like,
Yeah, and when you try to add one, it gives you like an error with your card, right?
yeah.
Yep, that's why. It's because they're changing their system.
Oh, good. I'm glad to know that that's just a mistake and not a
Yeah, that's
new
them.
version
And
of
not a
2.0 means
feature.
I can only have it on one machine.
Yeah, they said that until that rolls out, anyone that has their license that's supposed to renew, they'll just get to keep using it. They're not like, so for example, like my license doesn't cut off until October. But like if your license cuts off, say tomorrow, like they're not going to cut your usage because they see, oh, like you're one of the people having an error with their card. So you shouldn't lose access at any point. If you do, just contact them.
I will.
Um,
I will.
yeah,
This
because
is
I
so
was really
critical.
frustrated.
I'm not going to let
because-
that fail. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like I'm like, why is this not working? Because this is really critical that it does. It's like, come on, guys, it's not that hard. Apparently, it is. But yeah, like I can't wait to have access to like both of them. And I've finally figured out how to like small enough so that I can use the cloud. I can't put chapter 1 on the cloud at all. It's just too big. But chapter 2 I can finagle.
You
And
mean like on Google Drive or something?
No, so because I use the Samsung, I can't. It's not like an iPad or an Apple where I can just like drag it into like the documents and open it from there. With the Samsung, you either have to use the Clip Studio Cloud, or you have to if it's a comic file, you have to zip the whole thing, and then put that file on your device. You can put it wherever you want, but you have to put it on the device. And then you have to go into something called the file share Misu, stop! No, ma'am. That's right. I have a faux leather couch that's not mine. It's the apartment complex's, and she was just tearing that shit up. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Sorry, I never like yelling, but jeez, that's an expensive couch. Don't mess it up. Anyway, so you have to open this weird file sharing service, and then click on the zip folder, and sometimes it opens and sometimes it doesn't. So like, if it's too big for the cloud, that's the process you have to take. It's so frustrating. It took me like a week to figure it out.
I mean that. Not to make light of what you're going through, but that sounds like one of those things where it's like, okay, so we're gonna have this great online option. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna send you a zip drive. Remember the old zip drive? We're gonna have you put it on the zip drive, send us back the disk.
Yeah, it's utterly ridiculous, like how much work it was. And like now that I figured it out, it's not a huge deal now that I figured it out. But just like getting that process and figuring out how to do it, like wasted so much of my time. And it was just a frustrating experience. Come on, Clip, what are you doing? It's thinking about it. Don't you dare, Clip. Okay, it's just auto saving. Okay, it always scares me when it does that.
Yeah.
Because I just have to edit some lettering and some like small minor things, and then I can upload to Plus. And since I'm only doing chapter 1, I'm not going to update anytime soon. I just want to see how it does. And if it does well enough, I'll leave it up. And if it does really bad, I'll just delete it.
Hey,
And try again in a couple months.
hey, Kayan,
Yo,
you want one?
ooh, what is that?
It's a zip drive.
Oh,
Jeez,
We're
blast from
talking
the
about 'em.
past.
Here's a zip disk.
Oh my goodness, old school zip discs, yeah.
So my dad, for a long time, had everything put onto a zip drives.
Mm-hmm.
and I just got them from when I was just down there. They found them and then put them into that storage unit and then shipped it to my sister. And so my sister's like, "What are we doing with this?" And I'm like, "Well, I've got to at least try to offload it." But she's like, "Can you read it?" And I'm like, "Well, hand me that zip disk that's in that box over there, the drive, and at least I can plug it in." Try to pull everything off.
Mm.
It was pretty funny. But it's funny that you were like, "Remember those zip drives?" And I'm like, "Oh, you mean like this one right here?"
Yeah.
Because I happen to have all of Dad's zip disks right there.
That's weird. My navigator view got miffed. There we go. That's weird.
All right. I'm going to go downstairs and get the bags and boards and start bagging and boarding my comics.
Have fun.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go over to switch to my work desk monitor so that you can watch me bag and board, but I got to go get the bag and boards downstairs.
So, Pepper, are you excited for the weekend?
It's setting in that I have to talk to people. No.
That's a mood.
I mean,
That's such a mood. No, that's such a mood.
I'm like, it's like one of those things of like my brain is starting to not function properly because I have an event. I know I have to be on during the entire event.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess what I'm trying to do is not exhaust that part of myself prior to the event.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you're like, you just have to be mentally on all the time. That's how I feel during the day with Bubble Comics. I have to be on all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, because I was a streamer, I was also on all night.
Yeah.
And I just burnt myself out. And so now I'm not looking forward to doing it again, but it is what it is. I just need to start. I just need to stream. Like, I just need to do it. And just suck it up. Like, this is eventually maybe I'll only have to stream. So, but I gotta do both until I get there.
Yeah.
Plus, it holds me accountable to get my shit done.
Yeah. Well, it's what was it? I at one point I did a challenge where I was like 30 minutes on stream type deal, or 30 minutes, like I would like record myself for 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and then like I would edit it and put it on every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that got old really quickly.
Oh, I bet.
So like, I don't like, I think if I was like just doing live broadcasts, it would be a lot simpler. Like that way I wouldn't have to worry about editing or anything. But like I was like doing full voiceover work and everything like that for the things, and it was yeah, like it was like one of those. It got really out of hand for me.
I bet.
So
All right, which pages did I update? I updated this one. Sorry, I'm talking to myself.
no, don't worry about it.
No, you're good to go.
Just making sure I get all of this stuff put in the right place. Because heaven forbid I upload the wrong pages.
Hmm.
Because one of the things I've gotten like the most feedback about is like my lettering is a little clunky. So I'm going in and I'm simplifying like everything. Like as few words as possible, like make it like a fucking contest, like the least number of words you can possibly use. Did I? Oh, it didn't upload. That's weird. Try again.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys' opinion of something.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
I put my address on there. Do we think we've made a mistake?
Your address?
No. The website.
Oh,
I
is
can.
it still?
I can't really see it. So
It's
Hold
right
on.
down here at the bottom.
Do you? Why would you? I guess my first question is why would you not want people to go there?
It's not that. Those are the prints for mini prints to be sold.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think that's a big deal, honestly. I feel like it's kind of like a watermark of sorts, so I don't think it's a big deal personally.
Yeah.
Maybe just a mental note of not to do again, or maybe make
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm
less
thinking.
opaque next time.
Or
I
put it,
wouldn't stress too
or
much
have
about
them
it.
have them printed on the back. Because that's the other thing is what you did might actually not be as bad as you think. And here's my reason why. They buy a print from you. Great. Later on, they're going, hey, I want to buy more stuff from that guy Davis guy. How do I get a hold of him?
Well, yeah.
Or
I
they're
mean, that was
looking at the picture and they see your signature on there, but they have no reference of where to go. So
that was
later
that was the reasoning behind putting it on there, and I didn't even think twice until Mariah said something, and then I was like, "Oh, I guess I didn't even think about that." She's like, "Because if I were to buy a piece of art from you, I would want to see all of the piece of art," and I'm like, "I didn't even think about that."
yeah, but down there in just in the bottom corner, I
Yeah.
don't think that's a problem. Particularly if you're looking at someone's art and you want to find more of their art or see what else they have to offer, I think that might not be a bad thing.
Right.
So either keep it on there but make it lighter, like a watermark at the bottom, or have them double side it and print it on the back.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think about it, and then she said that, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." Because that was my first thought too. Was like, maybe you just want to find more of my work. You know.
Particularly in this day and age where you have to do so much of your own advertising.
mm-hmm.
Like,
But for next time, I think I'm in agreement with Kay and put it on the back.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
What do you think, Kat?
I think you should lower the opacity. Honestly, I think it's fine to leave it on the front. Maybe if you don't want it to be so pronounced, either lower the opacity or make it smaller. Whatever you feel is best. Because also another thing to remember is like those cards get lost all the time. And like the art is pretty freaking awesome. Like if I saw that laying somewhere, like someone forgot it or like dropped it or whatever, I'd pick that shit up. Freaking Stitch and Pikachu, are you kidding? So like there's that too, so I would definitely don't feel like you have to remove it. I think you should feel okay having like your name on your art somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you what happened with Avanti? How I found them?
No.
no,
So, no one told me who Red Team Go did their printing with.
I noticed that. I didn't find out either.
So, when I picked up the box from Colton initially, it had a sticker on there. I didn't pay much attention to the sticker at the time. And then I went to print Jurassic Thunder. And I went, wait a minute. Who was Red Team Go going with? Oh, God, I wish I remembered who that place was. Wait, don't I have a box? Are they advertising on the box? I ran over, I grabbed the box, and there was Avanti's information.
Right.
And from there, I was able to get a hold of Bob, and I got Jurassic Thunder written. And so when I was talking to Bob later, when I went to go pick up the comics, he goes, so how did you find us? I said, you guys put a sticker on a box. And because of that, I was able to locate your printing information and go with you guys because you advertised who you were and your phone number and everything about you. And I was able to find you through that. And the entire office goes, well, maybe we should go to putting that back on the boxes. I'm like, yes!
Yeah, because I mean, like he's been. That's the best thing to happen to me.
Yeah.
To us is like the fact that we know about Bob has been like such a great thing. So that's been cool.
But it's the same thing that you were saying, Kat, about social media.
Branding, bitches. Branding.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, I had that frustration with somebody today, and I just was like, I was trying to hunt them down. Like, oh my gosh, I had to hunt down a creator, and neither of these creators, like, there was a page for their manga, but there wasn't a page for them, or I couldn't find it. And so, like, I spent forever looking for, and like, here's my other complaint: if you make a comic, you post it on social media, for the love of bejesus, please tag the people that worked with you on it, or like have it somewhere, have at least one Twitter post with their names in it, like, so that everyone gets credited. Because like, or there have been some cases where even in the comics they don't credit everybody. I've seen that enough times where I'm like, what is this madness? Where like you don't credit people, and it's usually small teams, like one or two people. They don't think to put their names on it, or they have different names in the book that are their social media that I would never ever find. There was a mangaka. They do a series called Killing Bites, and if I hadn't seen his name, I would have never found them.
Right.
And so, because I had to think, shoot, they probably have their Japanese name somewhere in their bio or what they do. So, like, let me use that instead. And I finally found them. But it's like,
but that's a pain in the butt. Like,
oh shit, you want to
like
get featured?
You were forced to find them.
Well, I don't have
if
to.
It was,
if I want to, I can hashtag them if I want to be lazy. But I give everyone an honest try because I care, and I know how much that means to creators when they get featured and they get tagged. So I do everything that I can to be sure they get found.
Yeah, I mean, you tag me even whenever you're working on stuff, and I love that. I'm like, yay! I'm like, nobody notices, but yay!
But on the other side, if you were just Joe Schmo, you'd go, oh, I can't find them. Oh, well, I'll move on to something else.
Right.
Oh, I don't care if they're, yeah, well, even if they're Joe Schmo, if there's someone with, like, no following or whatever, I don't care. Like, I'm going to try.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, you try, but that's my point is you try, but there's so many people that don't.
Yeah. It's frustrating, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's their loss. Oh, did I tell you guys about the IMDb page thing?
No.
No? That person who told me that I don't matter because I don't have an IMDb page?
Oh boy, I have the ultimate comeback for if someone ever does that.
So we were talking about, I made a poll about visual grammar, right? And I think you commented on that one time. I think you commented on it or something. Because I wanted to see how many people knew about the topic so that I could write an article about it to see if it was something people might be interested in. And this person commented how it's relevant to storyboarding and visual grammar. And I'm like, well, storyboarding is really similar, but manga and comics use it in a slightly different way. which I personally believe that they do. And like 20 something tweets later, after like explaining to them that I have training in animation, so I understand what they mean when they say like this is how it's done in storyboarding and animation. Like I'm not a pro, but like I've like I took some classes on this stuff, so I have a general idea of how it works.
General idea.
Yeah, and I told them that yeah, like my teachers from at Ringling were from Marvel and DC, and I've interned at a manga publisher. Like this is the background that I have, and they basically said, come back and talk to me when you have an IMDb page. I have 35 years of like industry experience, and I've been working in comics, or I've been working in the industry. They just said the industry, and they're storyboard artists, right? So they've been doing and they've done storyboards for some really in there to give them credit. Like The Crow, She-Ra. I think they did One of the Land Before Time. Like they've done some pretty big stuff, storyboard stuff. But it's like you're a storyboard artist. Like it's not the same. Like visual grammar is not the same in storyboard versus versus comics and manga. Like visual grammar is stuff like this. This background is not the real background. It is a metaphorical background. Like the bubbles here, these are metaphorical. These tell you what
They're metaphorical bubbles.
Yeah, they tell you what type of speech it is. In this case, it's telepathic, and you learn that earlier in the series, earlier in the first chapter. Like when you have like even just the simple having text outside of a bubble is a form of visual grammar because that tells you it's a thought, not something that someone's saying out loud. Like something as simple as that is visual grammar. And like there's like 4 or 5 different ways that you can communicate a thought in manga that are the most common ways. There's like 4 or 5 of them. So there's a lot like that visual grammar, and also things like sweat drops or like the angry crosses or like the doom gloom lines when someone's embarrassed or upset. Like that's all visual grammar, and that stuff doesn't happen in storyboard. It just doesn't.
No, but I find it funny that his whole thing was, do you have an IMDb page?
Oh, no,
Was
it's the
that
funny
like-
part. Yeah.
I mean, for multiple reasons, not the least of which is I have an IMDb page. What does that mean?
I have one too.
Yeah,
Right?
I have
mean, it's
one.
like, so what? I've got an
I guess.
IMDb page. What does that mean? I would consider that you have more knowledge in this field than me, and I have an IMDb page.
Mm-hmm. That's like saying, well, and here's the funny part, once they said that, oh well, and then they said, I don't care about your background.
Page too.
Yeah, so they're like, and so they said, oh, when you come back when you have an IMDb page, I don't care about your background training, blah 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 blah. And so then I was like, you know what? I could walk away, and I could be 100% composed and not say anything, or I can take the Leroy Jenkins route and say something smartass. And I decided to find the middle way, as the Taoists say. And I said, the fact that you're using a single website to negate my entire knowledge base is both absurd and laughable, but have a nice day anyway. And I genuinely meant to have a nice day anyway. And then I got a message from someone, and they're like, that was a little passive aggressive, don't you think? And I'm like, no, I genuinely meant have a nice day. And then I went, oh no. It was like that gif of the guy driving in the car and he's smiling to himself, and then he goes, oh no, like his face drops. Like that was me. It's like, oh no, I looked like I was being a butthole. And then they're like, I've been in this industry for 35 years, and I've been working in the industry since before you were a glimmer in your parents' eye. Literally, that's what they said. And so I'm just like, they went on this like 4-tweet rant about how I'm so inferior to them, and they're not. They know so much more than me. They're so much more experienced than me. And then at the very end of their rant, they said, like, it seems like you've only had training in one aspect. You know, you've only been trained in manga. Is that right? I'm like, gee, I tried to tell you earlier, and you didn't want to know. So just like a really, of course I didn't respond to any of those. I just muted the person after that. But it was like, and this is a big person. Like, this is a big interesting person. And I'm like, wow, what a butt. Hi, Miso. Hi. You scratching the frick out of my floors?
Yep.
She's doing her zoomies. And I need to get a runner to put in the hallway so she doesn't scratch the floor. She's just being a dork. But yeah, so that was fun. I just had to laugh at that. So I'm like, I'm not a smart man, Jenny. I'm not dumb.
But still, the fact that the person opened up themselves to, well, do you have an IMDb page? Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Right?
You know?
Yeah, I'm like, what does that matter? Like, does that suddenly mean that I'm not worthy of sharing a space with you as a creative human being? Sorry.
It's like, this is an entirely, when you go into manga, that's an entirely different language than American comics.
Yeah, it's a very different language. Yeah.
Well, and what's so funny is I've been doing manga style for 25 years, and you came onto the show one time and just blew my mind. I'd like all this extra stuff that I didn't know and hadn't been doing correctly, and you know the hikigomi, and and like those things like that. I'm like, but
Yeah.
I realized looking back at my comics, I had been doing them instinctually. I just didn't know.
Yeah, that's the cool thing is like once you learn that stuff, you actually feel like you can trust yourself more, which I think is really neat.
Yeah.
And people should value that, and they should feel comfort in that. And that's what I try to do. I just try to teach people that, like, and that's the thing about manga. Like ultimately, I've been talking with my Japanese manga friends, and they're basically like, if you think you make manga, you make manga. Like, as long as you're like the intent is there and you're doing it respectfully, then it's whatever. Like, there is a thing called amekomi, where like they like Japanese people will make intentionally westernized comics. So like that's a thing that exists, or they may look at like Marvel and stuff and call it amekomi, because they're like American comics. So like there is that category of comics, but it's more in the doujinshi category than like manga. I mean, it's still manga, but it's usually considered a type of doujinshi if it's done by a Western person or done by a Japanese person, because they're indie. So it's complicated, and like there's no like set firm definitions, just like no one knows what the frick a trade and graphic novel is anymore.
Right.
They're completely bastardized terms.
It just cracks me up when I'm like, it's like, nah, cat's the reigning authority at the moment, as far as I'm concerned.
And that in itself is terrifying. I'm just gonna be honest.
And and you've been extremely helpful on some of these things. But like I said, I've been working for 25 years and still don't know as much as you know.
It's because I go out of my way to obnoxiously learn new things.
Right? I just love all the things I learn every so often when I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of these like techniques and things And like this red comic is the first time that I've actually implemented some of the things you talked about, and I did it
Aw.
intentionally.
That
You
makes
know?
me happy. Yeah, and I'm always learning too. And that's kind of the neat thing is I'm always, and so like it makes me really happy when I can like provide that to other people.
That's part of the reason why you are such a wonderful person to have on the show is because you just give freely on this. You
Oh
know?
yeah, like I fully believe so. Like I don't know if I've ever I do that. So when I was in college, like Mr. Barker, the Garfield guy, the guy who's been drawing Garfield for like 30 some years, he like we were going to do an independent study, which meant he was going to get paid and I was going to get college credit, basically like my own course. So I spent a lot of time preparing my own course so that when I was a junior, I could have this class. And then when I went in, it got denied. And the only reason it got denied was because my GPA was a 2.98 and not a 3.0.
Wow.
And so I went to Mr. Barker and I'm like, hey, Mr. Barker, like we got denied. And he's, I'm not gonna say what he said, but he said that basically that's stupid. Let's just do a mentorship. And I'm like, what's that? He's like, I don't get credit, or you don't get credit, and I don't get paid, but let's do it. Um, and so he stayed after class, like 1 or 2 days a week, every single week for like a year and a half. And I basically got a private tutor, with extra advice, and other things. And so like I sat in on a few of his classes, like his other classes, just so that I could have extra opportunity to learn and engage with students and practice. So like I got all of that for free. And so I like to pay. I like to just share my knowledge. He did, and I found out later. I don't know how true this is, but that's what I was told. Mr. Barker hadn't taken a student in a really long time, like many years, because the last student like burned him really badly. Um, and so he just wasn't the guy that was going to take students. Because he's freaking working for Garfield and Boone, like he's busy, right, and teaching. He's really busy. But he took me, and so it's like my life's mission to like make him proud, and do what he did and just share my knowledge freely. So that's where that came.
Well, I appreciate you quite a bit,
Mm.
and I think you're doing
And what we've learned from you. Like every time you're on, you cause both of us to have like hour-long discussions afterward.
Yes.
Hours upon hours discussing what you were talking about for 30 minutes.
Yep.
Oh well, that's a lot of responsibility.
But
But in
that's
good ways.
how
In good ways. I mean, it's always good. It's always something interesting and something fascinating, you know. And then we're like, okay, let's think this through. We've got to do this kind of thing. We've got to do this. Okay, I see what's going on. You know, so funny.
I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad I can be that person.
Yeah. And I really do think that, you know, when we've got time after Wicked West is done, we should really get you back on here and go through some more of the, you know, how to draw manga, the deep dive stuff, because I love that stuff. And I wrote down a bunch of them, the things that you said. I think I did a whole bunch. Because there are a couple of things that I remember you saying, but they're not in my notes, which makes me think that I've lost them somehow. Lost some information somewhere. So, and of course, as long as you're on the show, other people are learning too.
Yeah.
Anybody who catches this show on replay or anything of that sort. By the way, those of you who bag comic books, I have learned in my day, you put the board in first, and then you put the book in. I do, though, think that my combination of having a red book, a white book, and a blue book, though very patriotic, is also very striking.
Yeah. Well, and I love how striking the cover is on my book.
I do too.
Like, we both have very, very, like, I love that red cover with the kind of sketch of
Chang?
on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and your colors also offset really well too for the same reasons. They work well together in combo.
Yeah.
I think it's really full bubble.
So now I've kind of set the tone for what will be Bellatrix Rising's full run, because I've got one of each kind of book that will be released.
Nice.
The side story books, the main episodes, and then the technical readout books, which I think is kind of cool.
You know, in Japan, I noticed that some of the, like, if they want to have female weightlifters, they kind of make them jokey by making them look more like men. And that's the joke. And in this, I have a person who is like a bodybuilder, a female bodybuilder, and I want to give her a more kind of that still strong and muscular, but I want to make her look human. You know, I don't want that jokey, you know, here's this man type woman character.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about, like, right, Guy?
Yeah. You mean the trope or the character you're talking about?
Well, the trope and the character.
I know
It's
which character you're talking about because you've introduced her before.
Have I?
Well, you introduced her in my two in our discussions somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
You have not talked about her yet in the series, although I thought you were about to introduce her in 5.
Yeah, she'll get formally introduced in 5. I have her in previous, like the first one, she actually shows up. But since I now have a model for her in mind,
Right?
I'm going to go that way. But in the trope, I was thinking of D from Project Aco.
Yeah. Yes. I know what you're talking about in that one. Seco. Or Deco. It's Deco, isn't it?
I think it's Deco.
Yeah, Deco. It was like a black man almost. It's been
With
years
a
since I've
very
seen
high
Project
pitch.
Aco.
Yeah. But I don't want that joke,
Right.
you know?
I'm with you.
And now we all go quiet.
Well, I'm working on setting up some.
Yeah, we're all working on stuff at the same time.
Yeah. Got my tea over here, and
I have heard George knock over the cup this evening.
he did that earlier, but actually, you know what? I just got him by. My wife put the cup face down, so he can't stick his head in it. That's
Oh, that ought to annoy him.
yeah. That's just going to make his life miserable. I doubt I will sell this many comics. So I probably should stop bagging pretty soon here. I mean, I will be amazed if I sell this many comics. I'll be extremely happy. However, I'm gonna hold my breath.
Yes, it is, David.
I can't see what David's saying.
He goes, the weekend is upon you.
Yeah, it is. But the prints are done, so I'm bagging them now. Bagging and boarding.
Wait, here we go. Oh, that one's a quiet one. Ah,
Was that a car?
hi, Donald. How are you this evening? I hope you're feeling better. You were sick the other day.
Yeah, you weren't doing so hot, Donald. I hope you're feeling better.
High or low?
You okay, Donald?
What's up?
I'm not sick today, but was told to go to the ER like 2 hours ago for dangerous blood sugar levels.
Oh no.
Were they able to control it?
Oh yeah. And you got high blood sugar. What was the number? What was the number?
Holy!
Yo, yeah. That's not good. 450 is pretty lousy.
Are you okay now, Donald? Okay. Did they recommend you take anything for it? How far has it gone? Has it gone down? Okay. You're making me want to test my blood sugar levels right now, too.
I just found out that my files are the wrong size, and so I have to re-export everything.
Oh no.
It happens.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And all you can do is sigh heavily.
Yeah. Well, here's the worst part. So initially I had 50 pages, but I took a bunch out, thinking, oh, I'm not gonna need those pages anymore. And now I gotta put them back in. I gotta put them all back. I mean, they're in a separate file. Like I have a separate file that I have like just for everything that was cut. So I can just make a folder and then copy paste in. But do you know how annoying it's gonna have to be to copy paste in files that are freaking giant? enormous. The last time I when I was taking all the files out, Clip decided that it was going to. Whoa! What happened to my navigator? Navigator's getting all squirrely. Oh, it's because I don't have a file open, that's why. That's okay. That should not be there. There we go. But anyway, so yeah, I've got to import a bunch of pages back in. It kind of sucks, but I'm going to try to focus on lettering stuff and work with that. Okay, now why is my... there we go. That's weird.
Donald.
Donald, you make me worry about you, man.
Yeah.
Oops. Alright. I did it again? No. Alright, I think this page is done, and then I have 2 more to edit. Nope, I've got a couple more to edit because I have to edit some of the older pages that I cut too.
David, 3 of us will be at Wicked West, which is a convention in Loveland, Colorado. And Donald, I understand about not wanting to go to the ER.
David's asking what? And I said, well, so I've got three issues now. Can's got 1. I've got postcards, buttons. What else is going out there?
Well, I have 3. I'll have 3 comics to
I have
sell.
cards.
He's got cards. You'll have 3 comics on the table then, you said.
Yeah.
I'll have
Because
whatever
I'll
I
have-
have left over.
Yeah, I'll have Cryptids and Cogs, Jurassic Thunder, and I'll have
Holy shit, that's
Armageddon Divinity.
a word I haven't heard in a long time.
Photo ops.
Which
And
Cryptids and Cogs.
and I will have
Yeah.
a life-size standee of Chang. That'll be cool.
Dude, Colton was so mad at me for that.
Well, there was a lot that happened with that.
So I've heard.
Yeah, my comic never actually got distributed.
Oh, wow.
Like, they printed it, they went to print with it, but then he just sat on all the comics. So I have an entire issue I did that's 32 pages that never got shown with the rest of them.
Damn. That's
So,
frustrating.
yeah.
Yeah, like he was getting all mad that I wasn't getting my shit done. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, dude. I have a full-time job. What's your deal? Well, you said you were gonna do it. Yeah, well, I didn't expect my grandmother to have a heart attack, a cardiac arrest, and be in the hospital. Sorry. But that was also when my grandpa burned a lot of my art he threw it in the fireplace because he was upset with me.
He burned your stuff in the fireplace?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like he was mad that I was spending so much time drawing and not getting like another job or something more productive. And
Oh.
so he just like took it and just lit it up. And like,
And I still have thoughts about that. That
oh, me
makes
too.
me so mad.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandpa's not said some very nice things in my time. There's quite a few things that I will never forgive him for that he's said, but it is what it is, and I try to not dwell on it.
Yeah. No, that's the better way to live.
I mean, he grew up Amish, and so like, there's a lot of things that is just embedded in his mind. Yeah, but see, I already had a full-time job. I was already working full-time at Walmart and picking up extra shifts where I could. And my grandmother, like, this was before. This was, I think that was after she got sick. My grandmother had a literal cardiac arrest and was dead for 8 minutes while I was doing CPR, and she was in the hospital for months. And like, thank God, like I had been trained in CPR like
Right.
years prior when I was volunteering at the hospital there in Loveland. So like I knew what to do. Um, and like just the stress of I think it was just the stress of everything that was getting to him, because he wasn't working and he was relying on me to help, and he was frustrated that I wasn't getting more work to help. And I was like, Grandpa, like I understand, but at the time I don't want to like sacrifice my future, and he didn't take that very well.
Yeah.
And I can understand why. I mean, his future was literally in the hospital. So like I get it, but I don't
Well,
think he's
and if you're from the communities, there's a certain
family comes before everything.
well, it's not
Especially if
that.
you're
There's
a
a
woman.
certain belief that the best way to get somebody to grow up, quote unquote, is to throw away all their childish things.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was before people started realizing that that does nothing more but then traumatize the hell out of the child
Oh
and
yeah.
and make them even more embedded, you know,
It
because
had
that's
initially it had the opposite reaction for me. Like initially, well, yeah, there was a short burst after that because it was the spring after that that I had my stuff printed. So there was like a short burst of that, like where I got that stuff done when I was doing that stuff with Red Tempest, um, and then it just died. Like I don't know where it went. It just died for like 3 years after that book. I just
right.
I guess I like burned myself out, especially with Red Tempest. Like what happened with them is they were printing me and they were printing a couple other people, and then like he never paid my half. He never paid his half of the printing costs. And I had to chase him for years for it.
Are you talking about
Um,
Right Team Go?
no, Red Tempest Media. I don't know if you remember that guy. He hung around. I don't even remember. I worked at the company Sphero. Um, and he had like a Tesla, and he invited me to come look at all the stuff they were working on. It's the company that made the BB-8, the
Oh
BB-8
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I know who
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, that guy. I forget his name. But like he wanted, like he was gonna. At the time, it was called Nor. Like he was gonna publish it. And nothing ever came of it. And I wasn't gonna make any more stuff until he paid his half of the printing bill, and he never did. So I never made anything else. And then I just got so depressed after that I stopped drawing for like 3 years.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why here at Quack that is a hard and fast rule.
Yeah.
We all pay for our own printing. Very hard, very fast. And
Well, see, he was gonna sell some of it, so like we agreed to
Yeah.
to split it, and I was okay splitting it.
but see, here's the thing. Once I've had my comics printed, I am
Yeah.
more than happy to give, 5 or 6 comics to you to have you sell it or whatever, and you can take part of the revenue or whatever if we wanted to do it that way.
Yeah.
I feel like every time, especially in this comic group, every time it's been here, why don't you and I make a comic together? We'll split the cost. It's always gone south.
Yeah, always. Yeah, exactly.
And really nice people who mean the nicest and mean the best. They mean the best on the planet, but they just end up messing it up. And it's like, I'm so
Yep.
sorry. So,
It
Yeah.
happens. Like that's just the comics industry, unfortunately. That's really common even outside of Quack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just saying that's this group is, the stragglers of Red Team Go, but it also is whoever wants to join it, but also, yeah, that's a big deal. So I'm trying very hard not to do that. To the point where I was being like really, I could have gone last night to pick up the printing yesterday, and I didn't want to because Can hadn't paid yet. And I didn't want that to be the block in the zone. You know what I mean? And it's really easy for me to have gone down there and just paid my part or paid his part too. But then I thought, that crosses that line. And once that line's been breached.
Well, and I was already working on a solution by that point anyway.
Oh, sure. This isn't on
thankfully.
your side. This is on mine. I was saying, the temptation to go down there and pay for yours was very high just to have it done. And so,
By the way, Guy, I shake my fist at you.
what did I do?
You caused me to slow down.
Oh, yeah.
So I wind up putting way more details into the page, and I'm now becoming known as the detailed background artist.
I see.
And I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this because I hate backgrounds.
Don't blasphemy. Don't say that for me. Don't hurt my feelings like that. Hi, Miso. Well, give me 1 second, Miso, and then I'll let me tempt fate. I must save everything before I do anything else. So I have to copy over a whole page of art. Yeah. She's like, pick me up. I'll be your lucky cat. I'll be your Maneki Neko. Wish me good luck, Miso. This is a big file. With my luck, it'll crash when I try to do this. I'm a little worried. So the reason why I actually want to test this, now that I think about it, is I do have. So what's really bizarre is through, in some of the comics and manga in Manga Plus have things that are technically against Metabank's TOS. but they're not deleted, and then some do get deleted. And so I want to test because something like this nudity here, technically would get deleted, supposedly according to Metabank's
Mhm.
TOS. So I want to test it, see if I want to test my boundaries. Because if it's not even worth it, it's not even worth it. So that's what I'm now telling myself. Right, Miso? Yes. Oh, I saved. Yep, I saved. Oh, good. It didn't crash. Fantastic. Fantastic.
And oh,
Why? Where? What is all this? Oh, I see. It's this.
oh, Kat, did you hear they're opening up Casa Bonita?
Again, was it closed? I didn't know it was closed.
Yeah, the original owners just suddenly folded. It just suddenly just shut down one day.
Oh, damn.
And then when they went through there, they found out that it had violated a whole bunch of health codes and stuff like that.
Shocker.
Yeah. And so, of all people, the guys who created South Park bought it.
What?
Yeah.
And
so
they're reopening it.
That sounds amazing. I'm gonna need to make a trip out to Colorado then.
Right. And so they renovated it, and then they brought it up to code, and then because some of the stuff had been 20 years out of code.
Oh.
And so they brought it all up to code. They've repainted it. It's god awful pink again. Like instead of orange, it had turned orange over the years, and now it's back to being god awful pink, like it's supposed to be. And they've got like a really highfalutin chef to create.
She's not I don't think it's a highfalutin chef. Like she's like she's a chef. Like when she started out, that was like her first job.
Oh,
was Casa Bonita, and she left because they wouldn't allow her to improve the food.
Okay, that's fair too.
So that's basically what I was told when I was reading into it, but could be wrong.
Damn. Hey, as long as they keep the sopapillas, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Please keep the sopapillas.
I can't believe that they would get rid of the sopapillas. That's what we're all there for.
No.
It's South Park guys. It's the South Park guys. They will get they anything goes.
No, they're keeping those.
Yeah,
Good.
I think they're keeping most of the original menu.
Because I would riot.
Yeah, I think what she said is she's going to use better quality food, and
okay.
And it's not going to basically give people the shits.
Right, which is something I was trying to not say, but thank you for saying it for me so that I don't have to.
This is the After Dark show. I'm sorry for cursing.
You're fine.
Sorry. I'll be quiet again.
I'm looking forward to it either way. I think it'll be nice.
And then they're also talking about buying, what was the Aurora park? The with the wooden coaster.
Oh, an Aurora, or are you talking
Lakewood?
About Lakeside?
Huh?
Talking about Lakeside?
Lakeside.
Oh man, Lakeside's right near here.
Yeah, they're talking about buying Lakeside and renovating that.
Now, Lakeside, that's one that's like part of Denver's history, and that's a good one. If they do renovate that, Lakeside could definitely use a lot of help. Even in the summer, Lakeside still looks kind of terrifying.
Mm-hmm. I'd be really curious to see what would happen if they bought the Flying W Ranch.
There you go.
They just slowly start buying up all the amusements around Denver.
Yeah. And then they can mock all of them in their show. They can start putting them all in their show.
I thought they mocked Casa Bonita
Oh,
like
did they?
forever.
Oh, I guess I've just never. I'm not like a religious watcher of South Park, so it's entirely possible I just missed it. Oh, it's the wee woo wagon.
Yeah, trying to figure out which one of us that the wee woo
It's
wagon
me.
for.
That's me. I just have my really nice mic in use again, and so it's me.
See, you could have been really, really quiet and not own that, and everybody would assume it was me.
Sorry, I was laughing at my boss. Me, so. Oh, calm down. Calm down, boss. You got all excited for nothing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I get to add pages back in. Fantastic. Okay. I need to. How many pages do I have to add? How many pages did I get rid of? Now that I know how to rename my stuff.
Right. Pepper is pretty much out there somewhere. No, I mean Pepper's not that far out though.
Huh?
That you're not that far out.
But no, I don't have. I live next to a hospital, so I don't even ignore them. Well, sorry, I don't even acknowledge them anymore. But I don't think the siren was me.
That was definitely me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pages. Good lord. I'm gonna make Molly B's and just open a one page at a time because I'm lazy.
I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know anyone that would want to be Mr. Hanky.
You would be surprised. My brother totally would do that.
Okay.
He's a weirdo.
I can accept this.
Miso. Being all quiet now. The right money. No, my brother is the kind. Do any of y'all remember the old Greg video?
Yes.
My brother, like after he watched that video, every time he saw a pool and he could run or get into said pool, or a lake, whatever body of water he was having fun with, he would run at the pool or body of water full speed. I'm old Greg, and like run into the water or jump in. Like
Yeah.
that was his victory scream. Is I'm old Greg for the longest time, all the way through high school. And I'm like, Tyler, people don't know what old Greg is anymore. It's like, that's why it's great, is because only I know it's funny and no one can make fun of me for it. I'm like, they're going to laugh at you once they learn what old Greg is.
Fair.
Oh, why did it add them separated? That's lame. Oh no. I mean, I can fix that, but
What's going
well,
down?
so I'm looking at Metabang, and they have or Metabang Manga Plus, and they have a set of suggestions to give yourself better odds. Let me grab the details. And they're bizarre things. Like, it says score for ranking is based on the number of page views, likes, favorites, and bonus points for the following recommendations. The recommended size be 1920 by 2560 or larger. All pages should be the same size. That's a duh. Page direction is right swipe, and the opening page starts from the left, meaning the first page is on the left. I went through so much trouble to get
Organize
rid.
them the other way.
Yeah, well, so that my chapter page is on the left. Do you know how much trouble I went through to get to take out a page so that I could do that? And now they want it to be the opposite. And I'm like, do I feel like that would be that big of a deal? I need to actually see how many pages I have because I might be at the limit because they only take up to 50 pages. So I might not be able to even add in another page. So I should probably check that before I go adding in anything. Because you can, if it's larger, you can't be larger than 50 pages. And I might hit that. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh shoot! I might go over. Um, let's see. I needed 11 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Push this one over. That puts me at exactly 50, but minus 3 for my covers. So that puts me at 47. Okay, so I could add, no, I'd be at 48. So I could add that. I could add that extra page. Because it's not deleted. I just don't have it. I just moved it to like my abandoned document. I have an abandoned document for all the pages that I cut, so I still have all the originals. How important do you think that is, Guy? Like, do you think I should try to get every single possible point that I could? How
It
petty
depends.
do
I mean, it really depends on how much personal time you want to invest. I mean, like per point. You know what I mean? Like that's what I would do. Is because like some points you're like, you know what, probably not worth it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. Man, it's just a lot of like copying and shifting pages around. And then once I'm all done, I have to export because my pages are too small for the
Right.
recommended size.
I like
So
recommended.
yeah, I have to. But the problem is I have to export them at 33%. I can't do 25 or 50,
Mm-hmm.
which is not ideal. 33 is not ideal. $25 or $50 is better because of screen tones. Dang it, Metabang. Why you make my life hard? Ooh, I have an idea. I know how I can make this easy on myself. I'll just open the abandoned document and split the pages. That way I can literally just copy the whole folder over, and it'll make the folders for me automatically. Yeah, we'll do that. Make my life easy. I like easy. Oh yeah, I gotta take the word shit out. He won't like that.
That's one of the things I'm liking about global comics, though, in general, is that for the most part, nothing that I'm ever going to write in Bellatrix Rising is ever going to violate the rules. I've got mild
Yeah.
nudity, but it's never sexual. And I've got one or two bad words per comic, but never anything worse than that. I like that. I think that's
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm sitting here looking through the rules, and I went, oh shit.
Yeah, people get just way too caught up on that.
Yeah, I personally don't care, but if you have a problem with my comic having the word shit in it, then you have bigger problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, me? Yep, right, me? Oh, Miso's leaving. She doesn't like that word, apparently.
I'm out. I was there until you used that word.
Right.
And
How dare
You've hurt
you?
now my poor innocent
fragile
ears.
person.
Right? That's funny. Well, let me make sure this one's accurate. Alright, yeah, that looks like it's the right one. Oh, maybe it's not. I don't think it is. I don't think that one's accurate. Oh, yeah, it is. I copy pasted it. It is. Okay. Yep, already did. Alright, so I don't need this anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore. Okay. Alright, I'm going to save this. File save. Suddenly forgot how to save. My brain is so tired. Ugh. I wish I could just like drag pages from one document into another.
That's what I did. Just
Wait, can you seriously do that?
what?
Can I like drag a page from here to here?
Oh, are you talking to me in
Yeah.
Manga Studio?
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah, you can totally move them around.
Yeah, you can drag. Yeah,
It'll
can drag
reshuffle the
for it.
pages.
Holy shit! I did not know that. My life
Hey,
just got
we
so
did
much
it, guys.
easier.
I know. Finally, we showed Kat something.
My life just got so much easier. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of wondering about that. I was like, the only thing you need to know about that, though, is when you move them, the numbering will still be the same in the actual folders. So the numbering won't change. It'll just
Okay.
change in the comic file, the CMC file.
Well, I know I can move them like around in its own file. Like so, like I've
Right,
got.
but if you
So this is,
transfer them between the two, they will stay in their folders.
oh,
The CMC will know where they all are,
oh,
but they'll stay in
interesting.
their folders.
So as long as I don't move anything, they won't freak out.
Right.
Relatively.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And I don't know if that's changed with the new
Oh, I have the
Clip
old one.
Studio.
I'm using the old one.
Okay, so in the old one, yeah, it will keep the numbering system for where they're currently at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so let me. Well, I'm just gonna do the thing. I'm gonna test it out just so I can see it for myself. I'm a visual learner.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I mess up, I can always like undo stuff and redo it. But I'm just trying to save time because it's already freaking 1 a.m. here.
Yeah, we're coming up on the end of our show.
Let's see here. All right. So I should be able to just drag this in and put it here. Now, will it move it or will it copy it? It copies it. That's oh my god! Wow. That's amazing. I can even grab this old page that I deleted. Yeah, I don't have to do it anymore. I can totally just like throw that back in. Oh god, that's amazing.
The only problem is, yeah, be careful deleting that old folder.
Oh, I won't. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
keep it
because
anyway, just so I have the original copies. Yeah,
right.
I'm obsessive about keeping original copies. This is amazing. Wow, my life has just gotten so much easier. I have been using Clip Studio for years and I did not know this.
There's so many things to learn in all of these things, though. So I
I can't
totally get it.
I can't wait to share this with my friend who's also been struggling with the same problems. She's gonna love this.
Good advice, Donald. Don't forget to save your layers.
As I
Yeah,
run to quickly save the comic.
Right.
yeah, I've done that so many times where I've like saved the layers and I just ruined everything and I was like, no. Or I deleted the layers or like I accidentally did something and like ruined it. Yep, split those pages. Alright, cool. Oh, this is awesome. I thought this was gonna take me literally like an hour to do, and it's probably gonna take me maybe 15 minutes. Technology, I swear, is
You know, Guy, at some point we need to get in contact with Keeping It Geekly and talk about our comics on there?
Oh yeah, sounds like a great idea.
Definitely hoping for some rain. Some rain would be nice.
Yeah, we're gonna get rain tomorrow.
Yeah, we should get it shortly after that. Come on, Clip, you can do it. I believe in you most of the time. Oh, it's auto saving. Yeah, it's always fun renaming. Like I always thought I had to manually rename everything, so I would like very carefully type in the proper name, and then Clip Studio can do it for you. And I didn't know that, and now I do. And now you can swap files between files, sort of, close enough.
Yeah, something like
At least
that.
yeah, close enough. Right now, I gotta split these, and those should go faster because there's only stuff on one half of the page, so that should go faster. Hi. What? Miso, you need to make up your mind, child. Oh, she's like, Mom, it's way past midnight. Why aren't you in bed? Discord is being noisy. Why?
It wants all your secrets.
Oh. Well, of course he wants to do a meeting during my lunch hour. Okay, fine. There's this person in my Discord server, and then they do the huma, 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 like or ooh ah, like and like they type that out on like every reply, like the humu, like huma, you know, like huma, like that kind of sound. Like it's a very Moet sound, and they type it out, and it's like, please. Ah! Good.
That actually reminds me of someone who me and one of
See
my
you later,
friends.
Donald.
See you later, Donald.
Bye bye.
Me and one of my friends basically were like, this is like back in the early 2000s, and there was like this weird anime where everyone like made a weird sound after the end of their speech.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were just joking around, like doing it. But then one of our, like a mutual friend of ours, like came up and started doing it with us. Then she adopted it as her normal speech pattern.
Oh God.
And like finally one day, like I had it, like I had enough of it, and I was like, "Look, I'm sorry, but we did this. We were having fun that day. It was supposed to be a joke, and only stop after that. You have pushed it way too far, and it has now gotten to the point where it's so annoying. I cannot be around you anymore."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, I didn't realize that's not how you guys felt." And it's like, no, because the person that's been your friend longer doesn't want to hurt your feelings, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and like the same person was having like they wanted to learn how to draw, which is great. That's fantastic. But then like they wanted help with perspective, and I'm like, okay, cool, I can help you with that. And then they dropped 3-point perspective, and so like they're like, can you tell me why the parallel lines don't look right? I'm like, well, it's 3-point perspective. Nothing is parallel in 3-point perspective. Like, there's nothing that's parallel in 3-point perspective that I'm aware of. They're all convergent in some way.
Yeah.
And so, but they're like, are you sure? What? Yes. Like, yes. I went to school for this. Yes. They're all convergent. And they're like, but it looks parallel. Yeah, because they're near the horizon line, so they're gonna look parallel, but they ain't. And I'm like,
even if you do a 3-point perspective grid, nothing's gonna be like parallel.
yeah. And then I found out that they never learned 1 or 2-point perspective. They were trying to jump right into 3-point.
No.
No, that's bad.
That'll mess you up.
Yep.
If you have no concept of how to dimensionally draw out 1-point or 2-point perspective, that's a horrible idea to just jump right into 3.
Yeah. That's literally what I told them. Is like that. Like, you should not be doing that. Like, you should be. Yeah. You should be focused on like figuring out other things.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta split these pages. Oh my god.
I think my brain is slowing down.
Well, it's midnight. We should be rolling up.
I'm at
I've got to restart.
6,890 words. I'm sorry, did I talk when Guy was talking?
I was just saying we're shutting down because it's time for us all to go to bed. And I have to shut everything down because there's a restart on my taskbar.
Yeah. Yep, I updated mine this morning.
No, I just said that I'm at 6,890 words.
That's a lot of words.
Yes. I don't know if I'm going to hit 10,000. I'm definitely not printing this for the convention, though, so.
Well, that's a good thing, because if you're trying to hit 10,000 and get it printed for the convention, that's a lot of words you'd have to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to get it done sooner, but like I had a really good day today for the most part, but it was mainly sucked up by me labeling everything. All of my decks had to be like labeled 1 of 250, 2 of 250, that sort of deal. And of course, Bill took the very first one, so he has the number 1 of everything being labeled. So.
On Clip Studio, you can do it.
Yeah, I have to send off a copy of the comic to my friend Saber.
I'm gonna let you all go because I'm sorry if I was awkward. I'm just not really masking well today.
It's all right. We're almost done. I'm just saving stuff.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head
I'll
out
see
early.
you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Because I'm just finishing saving everything because I figure once we're done here, we're done.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my for Clip Studio to separate my pages. Spinning Wheel of Death.
Yep. I've shut all of that down. I've shut all of those down. I'll shut that down. Looks like I've cleared pretty much everything now. Because I'll just go on ahead after we're done with the show tonight. I will go on ahead and tell it to restart. Finish the installation and restart. It'll be fine. I got nothing better to do. Anyway, okay, well, I'm going to start shutting the show down if you guys don't mind.
Go for it.
No, go for it.
And then I will see you all tomorrow. I might be a little late because I'm going to go try to run errands before Maya has to go to work since we now share her car. So I'm going to try to scramble to do stuff before she goes to
Good
work.
night, Donald.
So I'll see you later. Donald, sleep well, feel better. And I'll see you later too, David. Thanks for being here, guys.
Bye, David.
And as always, thank you for being with us, Kat and Can and Pepper. And I'll see you all on the morrow. And keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.